Welcome back to MJL 3764, collecting Elvis on vinyl. Today is video 101 of this series. So I thought on this video today I'd show some recent purchases, some purchases which I got over the last 2 years of doing these videos. There was quite a few gaps in my collection. The most gaps were some original UK stereo releases of the movie soundtracks. I'm happy to report I've got all of them now barring one. I still need one to collect. And then I've got all the UK stereo releases from the movie soundtracks. So let's take a look at some of the recent acquisitions. The first one will be the stereo copy of Girls, Girls, Girls. I had the mono copy, had latter copies, USA copies, Japanese copies, etc. But I didn't have the UK 1963 original living stereo release. So that's this one here. So that makes 12 copies of Girls, Girls, Girls I have so far. I think I'm near enough done with this one actually. I think I've got enough copies, but this was the one that I wanted. As most people know me, I do play my records. These records were all in very good condition when I bought them. They got a few maybe crackles and pops, but they certainly don't jump or stick. I don't buy records that jump or stick. So this one was in pretty good condition. It's not a bad cover. Some creasing. But yeah. There's the stereo. Got the back side. Not too grubby. Thought that was okay. And the records on the living stereo small silver spot. It's got a little bit of spindle wear. But the record itself, I haven't cleaned these records yet. I've played them, but I haven't actually cleaned them properly. And that's in pretty good condition. That one. Very happy with that. That's Girls, Girls, Girls. Next one up is Frankie and Johnny. I've been looking for this stereo red spot for an awful long time. So I was very happy to get this one eventually. These go for quite a pretty penny, but I got this one. Well, I thought it was fairly reasonable. There's the cover. The stereo, SF. I did have the mono copy and a German copy, a French copy, and some UK copies. So this is copy number 8. And it's by far my favourite. Backside looks like that. I'm sure you've seen that before. Again, not too bad. No splits. A little bit of scuffing, but yeah. And it's on the lovely RCA red dot. That's a stereo copy of Frankie and Johnny. Next one up is Fun in Acapulco. And this is the original 1963 UK stereo copy, living stereo on a small silver spot. It's the cover on the stereo. Backside looks like that. Still in the lovely laminate. Nice sheen to that still. Nice colourful cover, that one. And it's on the living stereo, small silver spot. It's got a little bit of spindle wear, this one, but record plays through absolutely fine. And once I clean these records up properly, I'm sure they'll have a lovely shine to them. Plays very lovely. So that's my 8th copy of Fun in Acapulco. As I say, I'm happy with my collection, but it would be wrong to say I'm done actually, because there's always another release somewhere, a different country, a variant that's out there somewhere. So I'm probably far from done, but I am happy at the moment with the way the collection's going. Next up is the ever elusive Speedway. This makes my 9th copy of this album, and certainly this one's quite hard to get. Still got a lovely laminate cover. As discussed on my previous Speedway video, in the UK it didn't say stereo or mono on the front of the cover, so that's the mono copy which I had already, and this is the new stereo one which I've just recently purchased. So it says stereo on the back, you can see there, and the mono copy, got the mono on the back, that's the mono copy. Lovely copy, that one. On the red dot with the RD prefix, and this is the one which I just acquired. This is the stereo copy on the red dot with the SF. So well happy to get this one at last. These go for quite a bit of money in good condition like this one. Got an American copy there and a German copy, plenty of other copies, but this was a copy which I was really looking out for, so very happy to get that one. Speedway original UK stereo. Next one up is Kissing Cousins. This is my 8th copy of Kissing Cousins, and although I had some really nice copies of Kissing Cousins, this one without the family photo on the bottom, and this Brazilian one, very nice. This is the one that I wanted to own, the stereo copy, original UK, had the mono, I've got the stereo to go with it. That's the cover. There's the back side. And the record on the RCA red dot living stereo. So another one I'm very happy to have. GI Blues is up next, and this is my 11th copy, and this is the stereo original UK press of GI Blues. I did have this at one time. I think I may have given it away. Can't find it. We've got the mono, got some nice copies, got the mono copy, another nice orange mono copy. But again, nice to have back in my collection, the stereo. So it looks like that. And the record's in very good condition. Looking like that. So as I say, I did have this record. Somebody asked me a while ago, do I sell Elvis records? No, I do not. That is a big thing with me. I do not sell Elvis records. I buy Elvis records. I don't sell them. In fact, I've only ever sold one Elvis record in my lifetime, and that was the Hillbilly Cat. Fans of bootleg releases will know that's pretty hard to get hold of. In the 80s, I'd say late 80s, early 90s, I bought that album for, I believe it was £60, which was quite a lot of money back then, and I couldn't really afford to buy it, and I bought it just to own it, and I owned it for about 3 months, and I sold it for the same price of what I bought it, £60, about 3 months later, just to say that I owned it. But I've never ever sold an Elvis album. In fact, I told that story to somebody once. One sec. Sorry about that. Just paused to get this CD. I told this story to someone, a friend of mine at the time, and he did this CD for me when he heard my story that I had to sell it. I didn't want to sell it, but I had to. So if anyone's got a copy of the Hillbilly Cat with a tear around here, I believe it was, I owned that at one time. This was done for me. Just if you remember when, if you excuse my hand, 1 second. And there's an early version of a blank CD, which you could record onto, TDK. It was given to me a long time ago, like I say, as a replacement for the only Elvis record that I sold. Which, as I say, is a bad point for me, selling Elvis records. Don't really want to get into a bit of a gripe, but while I'm here and we've got a few minutes, I might as well. Don't want to offend anyone that's watching these videos, but a certain double book and CD's just been released and blew away, very expensive. And we've got a lot of fans moaning FTD are making money out of Elvis, it's too expensive, I can't afford to buy it. But as I say to these Elvis fans, don't look to FTD, look to your fellow Elvis fan, because it's your fellow Elvis fan that's buying 2 or 3 copies of these said releases and then selling them on at a massive profit about a year, 2 years later. So don't look at FTD. They know what's happening, they know how many people are ordering 2 or 3 copies at a time, and they know they're being sold a year later for double the price. So look at the fans, they're jacking up the price. Not so much FTD, even though they are expensive, but look at your fellow fans. They're the ones that are jacking up the price. And funny thing is, these are actually the ones that turn around and say, do you know Colonel Tom Parker made money out of Elvis? That's all he was there for, to make money out of Elvis. What are these people doing? They don't know Elvis. They've got no talent. They're just buying these records and selling them for a massive profit. At least the Colonel knew Elvis, even though he's not my favourite character. Anyway, rant over. Sorry to upset anyone. Now you know why I don't go to Elvis conventions. I stopped going in the 1980s because I used to upset some people, but we're all entitled to an opinion, and that's my opinion. So anyway, on a lighter note, thank you very much for watching. Hope you continue to watch after that. Please subscribe if you haven't, it's free, and lots more videos to come. This will probably run for another 3 or 4 videos collecting Elvis on vinyl, and then I've been asked what am I going to do next. It could be CDs, it could be vinyl singles, it could be books, it could be DVDs, I'm not sure yet. But I will be doing some more Elvis, definitely, plenty more to show. So until the next time, just remember, while there's music, life's no waste.